Welcome on, people. It's Mr. Door back again with a preview show. We're back in action. Nottingham Forest are back at City Ground, this time against Bournemouth. It's Nuno's first time as Nottingham Forest manager, so hopefully we can get a win. If you are new to my channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you know, and if you are rewatching this, put in the comment section what is your score prediction for Saturday's game for Nuno Espirito Santos, his first game as Nottingham Forest manager. Right. A special guest. He's been on this channel for all the time, since the championship days, but he's back. He's back with the biggest grin on his face for the first time. How you doing, Craig?
Yeah, really, really good, mate. Looking forward to Christmas. Looking forward to this one. To be honest, I can't say Nuno's bloody name correctly either. To be fair.
Just say Nuno. Just say Nuno.
Nuno Espirito Santo. I think it's that, isn't it?
Just say Nuno. Just say Nuno. But yeah, like the people, Craig's back to talk about Bournemouth season, the manager, and what's been happening with the season, because the season started a bit not great, but then they've gone up. They're beating teams like Manchester United away 3-0. So, any questions that you'd love to ask Craig about Bournemouth, please get in the comment section, and I will ask him before we get Craig's opinion. Talk about Bournemouth. Let me get opinion. Everyone's chat. It's Bashir says 2-1 to Forest. Kara says evening, Mr. Door, up the res 2-2. Okay. Pete says hi, Door and Craig. Look forward to seeing Nuno's team section on Saturday. Me too. It's going to be very, very interesting. David, hi Ben, hi Craig. Have a good one, lads. He never fails to watch the show. Shout out to David, and he says 1-0 as well. And Eve, how you doing, Eve? Good evening, Mr. Door. Hope you're all again a little bit better. I'm still coughing, people, but I've got the water on the side.
Mate,
so in case.
I've had that as well. It's that bloody.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Going round. It makes you feel all lightheaded. It's a cough. It's just.
I've had it for quite a while, but I can still talk. But like I said, the half an hour chat about Forest with Bournemouth, but like I said, Craig's going to talk about Bournemouth season 2 for new manager and the new spring on how they've been doing so far. And like I said, people, get your score pictures in as well. And please do hit the like button. Hit the like button as well, people. It'd be a massive favour for me. And I've done a poll, as usual. Who's going to win Saturday? Forest, Bournemouth for draw. So far, the 17 votes. 76 is Forest. No one thinks Bournemouth's going to win. Come on, Bournemouth fans, help out Craig. And 24% says draw. So if you've not voted, the link it's on the chat list. Please go on it. Right.
It's bloody rigged, Mr. Door.
I can't help it.
Fair enough.
And last one for Katie says 1-0 to Forest. I hope you're well, Katie. Right. Craig.
Go on.
Talk about Bournemouth, man. Let's talk about your manager, because I thought when you first had it, I was like, who? Who is it? I've never heard of it. So tell the Forest fans about this Bournemouth manager.
Right, okay. So I was a little bit disappointed when Gary O'Neill was sacked. I really liked Gary. I thought he was fantastic. Of course, remember the last time we come to City Ground, we was 2-0 down.
Why? Quick, why?
Mate, it's great memories. It's great memories. Gary was...
This is why I said, why is Craig Forest fans? I do apologise. Why do you got to mention that game?
I'm sorry, mate. I'm
You're
sorry.
not sorry, are you? Said it now. Go on, talk about
Well,
it.
I do.
I'll sit here
Well,
like
I'll
this.
tell you what. I'll tell
So,
you what. We can mention that one that Scott Parker managed, the one where kind of half the roof of Dean Court fell off, and we had to rearrange it. But we won't go there.
don't go there because
No,
I went all the way there, and 2 hours later, the game gets cancelled. So
you had a nice evening. You had a
I
nice evening.
had a
Couple of
great
beers,
evening. I had a great evening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, mate.
I got a little bit tipsy.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to do that.
I'm
Get a
not
couple of there, man.
people will know I don't drink. And when I went to Bournemouth, 2 hours later, game get cancelled, and me, Malcolm, and Craig Price. Yeah,
You just thought, stop it. Let's just do it.
That's a different story, but yeah. Sorry, Craig. Carry on. Talk about this new manager.
So I was disappointed when Gary was sacked, but then there was talk about who, and let's be honest, it was only one day. So there was talk of Frank Lampard. Definitely no, because last season against Everton, at home, we played them twice in a row. They were shocking under Frank Lampard. Steven Gerrard was also mentioned. Let's be honest, he nearly took Aston Villa down. Let's be honest, if he had continued, he probably would have gotten relegated. And look at where they are now. They're competing for the Premier League title. Jesse Marsh. We'll come back to him in a moment because I did make.
Why are you being? They're rubbish managers, Craig. They're rubbish managers.
I made a bit of a fool of myself, Mr. Dore. I'll explain it in a moment. Just hold your horses. Hold your horses. But then it come out as Andoni Iraola. Now, I know a little bit about Spanish football. I'm not going to profess to be an expert, but Andoni Iraola was a man that was wanted by Leeds. I understand Forest had a bit of an interest in him at one point as well. And he did a very, very good job with Rayo Vallecano, another side that's got a three-sided ground like ours, because, of course, one stand is temporary at Dean Court.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, okay, it makes sense. They've jumped when they've got the chance to get this man in. So he come in. I think all the signings last season, and I even said it at the time, I said, Dongo Atara, it's an Andoni Iraola signing. It's not a Gary O'Neill signing. Hamid Traore, not a Gary O'Neill signing. Andoni Iraola signing. We started the season off fairly well. We got a draw against West Ham. There was a draw against Chelsea that come up. And then there was 3 games that kind of did it for me. So there was a bit of concern. We got beat by Spurs as well, 2-0. Not a terrible performance, to be perfectly honest. It wasn't a terrible performance. The 3 games that did it for me, Brighton. We were 1-0 up. Then there was a mix-up between Kirkes and Neto. Neto, I just don't know. I don't know. As a captain, did he command his boats? I don't really know what the cock-up was there. We conceded 1-1. Not just that, what was worse, and this was the worst thing that they did. To be honest, they've got it right, because I'll go forward to the Man United game in a bit. But from our own kickoff, 16 seconds later, Mitoma had it in the back of our net, and we was 2-1 down. Now, explain. I honestly, mate, I just don't know how that happens. How you, from your own kickoff, 16 seconds later, you can see the goal. It's bloody stupid. So I was a bit livid about that performance. I thought, right, okay, hopefully he'll get it right. Had Arsenal at home, 4-0. They just trampled all over us. We just, to be fair, Scott Parker, as bad as he was, it was worse than what Scott Parker did. Have you told him it's windy up here, Ben?
It's very windy. It's very cold as well. Very cold.
Just make sure that all parts of the city ground are actually, attached because we don't want anything falling off.
Like, well, like you're like, wait. He tried because it's like I said, I went there and Bournemouth used the excuse of their logo.
Mate, I had the videos. If you
You,
want me to, I'll send you the bloody videos. I lived down close to Sandbanks.
listen, Craig sent me a video that was from 1995. That's what kind of video it was. It was actually disgraced. 1995.
Honestly,
when we got there, Simon Tez was there as well. Perfect. No problems at all, was it, Tebs?
Mate, there was water on the road.
Didn't see no water. We saw one tree. We saw one tree on the floor, and that was it. But Bournemouth, oh no. See? Even Tebs says it was sunny. Liars, Bournemouth, yeah. Bunch of liars.
Should we go back to the Everton game, though?
Yeah, talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I don't really want to fucking talk about it, Mr. Door, because I tell you what, like I say, apart from that 9-0 thrashing against Liverpool last season, which lost Scott Parker his job, that had to be the worst performance that we've ever had in the Premier League. It was Everton. I've got to be honest, they weren't in this sort of mode where they are now, where they're fighting for everything. They were shit themselves, and we just rolled over and they rubbed our belly. And honest, it was embarrassing. And at that point, I turned around and said, "Look, we've got to make a change. This has not worked. He's passing. It looked as if he had done absolutely zero research about what Everton were going to bring. He probably didn't have a clue who Everton were by the looks of things." And then things just started to change. After I made a video saying that Jesse Marsh wouldn't be too bad a appointment for AFC Bournemouth because American owners, American manager, lots of Leeds links. I thought, oh, well, Jesse Marsh got the piss taken out of me by both Bournemouth and Leeds fans. And then everything's just started to turn. We got the Burnley win. And then Newcastle, Sheffield United. And I've got to be honest, one game that really we haven't been given much credit for, but it was an outstanding performance. That 2-2 draw against Aston Villa, because we played them off the park.
You did.
We know what they've done to everybody else, and then we go and beat Manchester United at their place. I'm not having Man United fans turning around and saying, "Well, we're shit. I think that we were just so much better.
It could have been more. Couldn't it, Craig?
Mate, it should have been 5 at the very least. We hit the bar. Solanke hit the bar. Ouattara, went through on goal. Tell me, Ian Wright was completely dumbfounded, how it was ruled out, because literally what he's done is he's, effectively kind of tripped over. The man's made a tackle. In fact, should have potentially been a penalty for us, but he steadied himself. Of course, he's tapped his little finger, and then he's controlled it and put it in the back of the net. Absolutely perfect goal, but of course it's ruled out because he's touched his hand. But mate, I think we are playing some outstanding football. We are in the form of our lives, and we're at the moment. We're dangerous to whoever we come up against. We'll come on. I'm sure we'll come on to your manager change and what it means, because I've got a weird, and I call it a weird philosophy because, I'll explain it in a bit. But I've got a weird viewpoint of how this game is actually going to go.
We'll talk about later.
Let's leave that for later because
let's get Paul. Like I said, you could start. You mentioned you brought some good players in. When you brought some players, I thought, what's that player you got from Bristol City?
Semenyo. Semenyo's brilliant.
Yeah.
Alex.
Alex Scott. Alex Scott.
Alex
That's
Scott.
it.
Yeah.
Alex Scott. Clivert. I know Adams. You mean Adams from Leeds
Tyler
was?
Adams from Leeds. Yeah, he hasn't
Yeah.
played very much, but I tell you what. Why I mentioned Semenyo probably over Alex Scott. So Semenyo wasn't really played under Gary O'Neill at
Mm,
all. Well, I think he had a couple of, casting my mind back, he had a couple of opportunities. And then he didn't really get an opportunity for Andoni Iraola at first.
mm,
And then he come into the side, and we was always warned that Semenyo was 1 week he would be unplayable. So somebody, somebody who teams couldn't get a hold of, and
mm,
then some weeks you just go missing. Mate, honestly, he has been absolutely outstanding so far. Anton Semenyo is my player of the season by far because
mm,
what he does. He's a physical presence. He's skillful. He's got an eye for goal. He's talented. Honestly, I think, and he's got such a good attitude as well. He's a nice lad, he's got such a good attitude. So far, Anton Semenyo, everybody goes on about Justin Kluivert. Justin Kluivert is excellent. In fact,
mm,
I think Andoni Iraola, since he's been given a prolonged period of time in the team,
mm,
is, is showing the best form that he ever has. I know about him at Roma, of course, Patrick Kluivert's son.
mm,
I think he is showing that he is something else, under Andoni Iraola. So he's getting the best out of him. Do you know one thing though, with going back to Andoni, which I think has helped him, is I don't know if Forest fans are aware, but Andoni Iraola, because of work permits, and we can go back to Brexit and all that crap at
mm,
this point in time, but Andoni Iraola didn't have his assistant with him for a
mm,
prolonged period of time. He's only just got his assistant with him. So
mm,
if you imagine the amount of work on the training field, he wants to drive a new style of football. We've seen
mm,
that. I think if he had gone with what Gary O'Neill was doing, and of course he had Sean Cooper and Tommy Elphick beside him,
mm,
if he carried on doing that, I think we would have probably picked up more points in that early stages. But I think we would probably be trying to transition now.
mm.
Now he's got his assistant with him. Everything just seems to be falling into place. If you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm. Question on myself, and everyone wants to know: is Billing playing? Is he started? Because every single time he plays against Forest, he scores. Is he
Phil Billing,
playing? Is he injured? Please say he's not playing.
I think he will definitely play. And do you know
Oh,
what?
for
He
God's sake.
deserves.
He doesn't. Every single time he plays against Forest, he scores. Or he plays well. Every single time. I'm sick of it.
He's a very good. I've always said it before, Mr. Door.
Oh,
I've
you
always
know
said,
what? You know it's great. When he was at Huddersfield, he played
yeah,
well. When he played for, do you remember that one the goal he scored against? I think when we lost 3-2 against when he
yes,
won 3-2, he
yeah.
scored won the goal. I'm
Oh, yeah,
like,
I
I'm
remember that
sick of
well.
tired. I'm sick of tired of this guy scoring goals past us.
He's
Forest fans,
great,
what do you
lad.
think of Sam? What do you think of Philip Billing? He scored past us every time, doing that.
But I
Yeah,
tell
carry
you
on.
what,
Sorry.
I'll mention actually about Philip Billing. He's a confidence player, and his confidence is right up at the moment. And I think he will probably start. He was dropped for a period of time.
Was it?
Yeah, there was. He did make some social media tweets. I don't think it was because of that. I hope it wasn't because of that, because I think what he
Mm,
said was quite right. But um, at the same time, um, as everybody will know, what happened last week in that game against Luton's, the horrific events for
yeah.
15 minutes, just
Mm,
time stood still. It was horrible. And if it wasn't for Phil Bill, you know, it could have been a lot worse.
yeah.
I'm not
Shout
saying,
shout out to Phil Billing for that.
yeah, he ran straight over. He got Tom Lockyer in the recovery position. I believe he checks his airways. Of course, Phil Billing isn't one of those people that will come out and turn around and say, "I've done this, I've done that." He's not. To be honest, he doesn't really say much on camera at all. To be fair,
mm,
the only
mm,
time you ever see him speak is to the AFC Bournemouth website.
mm,
So he's not going to turn around and say, I did this, I did that, to help Tom Lockyer. But I think he deserves a lot of credit, and Rob Edwards and Luton Town have given him, personal thanks today
mm.
for what he's done. Um, so I think what he's done is quite significant. So Phil Billing, I've got
Hope
to
he
give.
don't play. I hope he doesn't play. I want him to be on the bench.
Oh, he will. He will. He will miss the door. To be honest, I think this is the perfect game for him.
It's
This is the
not. It's
perfect
not.
game for him.
It's not a perfect game for him.
You
Just
know,
put him on. Leave him on the bench.
I
Something
don't
like
think
that.
we need to rest him. I think
You
he's
do.
ready to play. I think he's ready to
You
play.
don't.
He
I'll
firstly
put my
deserves
odds
to
on
play.
him. I'll put my odds on him. He'll score past us. Force will win. I'll say my score prediction later on. But Force will win. He'll score. He does it all the time.
Firstly, he deserves to play because A to
He doesn't. People in the
A
chat. Do you
to
think?
take the plaudits, A to
No.
take the
People in
plaudits
the chat.
because
Do you think
that will give his confidence
Billing,
a massive boost,
Bill
and
Billing
then he
should
can just
play?
go out there and destroy
He'll
Nottingham
score
Forest.
anyway. Sorry,
Oh,
voice. I'm not trying to be negative, but he scores passes all the time. People,
honestly, he's a good lad. He's such a good lad.
please hit the like button if you can and subscribe to my channel if you want. Right, the big question, Craig. New manager in Nuno Espirito Santo, new Nottingham Forest manager. What do you think of him? And do you think it was the right choice for Nottingham Forest getting rid of Cooper?
This is what I wanted to come on to. So, as Forest fans will know, we've got a very good record against Steve Cooper. We've got a very good record against Nottingham Forest. We do not have a very good record against Nuno Espirito Santo, or however
Really?
you say him. Yeah,
Really?
we've got, yeah. He seems to be a manager that seems to thwart us. Doesn't all, to be honest, well, we've got some draws against him. Majority of the time, thinking back, it's mainly draws that we've had against him, but we haven't got a good track record against him. But Steve Cooper, of course, got Nottingham Forest out of that position. After we beat you, I need to remind you of that, Mr. Dawn. That
Thanks.
two
Thanks.
yeah,
Thank you.
that 2-1 win in the championship. Well, to be honest, no, but you should be thanking us, because at the end of the day, that meant that Forest made the change to get Steve Cooper in. So that's why you're here, because of
No,
us,
you
because
know
of
what?
this football club.
The 2-1. Wait, the 2-1 the championship.
Yeah. So we beat.
No, no, it wasn't. No. You think who didn't go after? Who didn't go after your game? Who went after the Middlesbrough game? We played you first. That was our first. That was our first home game.
I'm trying to think back now.
No,
He
yeah,
wasn't.
we
Yeah,
played
he
you.
wasn't doing very well. Let's
He
be honest.
wasn't. Yeah, no, that was our first
So,
game,
all
first
right,
home
all
game.
right, all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I change it. We added to Forest's success, because, of course, we gave you Steve Cook as well. So, we have helped you along.
Right, let me say something. Right, if Forest fans remember, when we went to Bournemouth and we lost 1-0, we got cheated out of it. The referee was absolutely shocking. We should have got a penalty. It was absolutely disgraceful. And we should have been. No,
Nothing
to be
disgraceful.
fair,
It was a great game.
I'm happy because we made the playoffs and we won
Yeah,
there. So
exactly. Do you know
exactly.
what? Do you know what? Going up through the championship playoffs is the best way you could ever go up. But to be honest, it was a case where we was in those positions all season, that we
Mm,
didn't want to risk dropping out of them and then going into the playoffs and go, oh yeah, this would be a great way to get promoted, and then
mm,
not failing. So yeah, that was my philosophy of that. But Steve Cooper did a fantastic job to get Forest up into the Premier League. And I've got a way of looking at this. So in the Premier League, because of necessity, and because of those, 30 transfers or whatever you said, how many players you signed? You signed about 2.
How many players have you brought in? Don't give me that. Come on, how many players we brought in? How many players you brought in?
Mate, we haven't. We've probably signed as many
Craig,
players
Craig,
as you in the past
Craig,
10 years.
Craig, how many players have you brought in this season?
7, I think.
That's more. You're lying. It's more than 7.
7 this season, yeah, 7 this season. This calendar year, 12, I think.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, but it's not 20, is it? 20.
We had to listen to me.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
I'm sick and tired of
Hold on.
I'm sick and tired of talking to these rival fans on the reason why we had to bring all these players in. Why don't you not listen?
To be honest,
it's disgrace. Listen what we say, Craig. Listen to what we say. We had no choice. We had to bring the players in.
Completely agree.
Yes.
Completely agree with that. You had to bring those players in because there was a lot of players on loan.
Yes.
Like we used to sing about, how Eddie Howe used to bring the players on loan to get us from League 2 all the way up. So you had to bring those players in. The problem with that.
Let's do it. Let's talk about the new manager. Talk about the new manager. We're going off. Talk about the new manager.
No, I was gonna say the thing with Steve Cooper is he had to therefore find his best squad, and he managed to find it towards the end of the season. And then, of course, you've signed another load of players as well. It's not been so well documented this season.
Why are you whinging about how many players we've got? Are you jealous?
No, but what I'm saying is I'm making a reason for
Do you
Steve
think Craig's
Cooper
jealous?
here.
Do you think Craig's jealous? You're jealous, Craig. Craig's just jealous because we brought all these players in and he hasn't. Come on, Craig. Talk about it.
No, but what I'm doing is I'm giving a reason why Steve Cooper.
Jealous.
We're not jealous because we've got better squads.
What?
We have
on paper.
We've got Phil Billing, Cliver. We've got Alex Scott. The players we've signed are sensible signings. Maybe the only thing we need is a little bit more firepower up front. But you've got Chris Wood.
Wait. People in the chat. Wait. Before you do that, people in the chat. Who's got a better squad, Forest or Bournemouth on paper? I know Bournemouth are playing well, but on paper, who's got a better squad? Come on, Forest fans and Bournemouth. If there's any Bournemouth fans on here, be honest.
But what I think though is Steve Cooper had to basically.
I'm getting to his point, Steve. I am getting to his point. Go on. Right. Sorry, Steve.
So Steve Cooper had to kind of at the start of this season. He had that settled side. That's why he beat Arsenal away, because he managed to find that mix that worked. And then, at the start of this season, he brought in a load more players, and then he started again from square one. There's players that let the side down. I was speaking about Omar Richards, and Omar Richards signed from Bayern Munich, meant to be the next big thing. I thought, well, that's a great signing for Nottingham Forest.
It was.
It hasn't really happened, has it? He's gone off to
Olympiacos.
Yeah. So, personally, I think Steve Cooper has had to deal with a lot. Now, Nuno now needs to come in and make this work straight away. But he's coming in from a better starting point because Steve Cooper has got this starting 11. He needs to, and I'm sure he's already been watching the videos. You can't tell me that Marinakis wasn't speaking to Nuno when Cooper was in the job and was preparing Forest for the Spurs game. I think what he's doing, what he needs to do now is work out, right, okay, who do I need to bring in from the bench or, people that Cooper didn't fancy to make this squad in something that can get me points. It might not be necessarily the best team on paper, but it needs to be a team that gets points. And I'm sure, do you want me to give you my verdict of how it's going to go this weekend? or how I thought it was going to go at the start of the week until a bit later. All right, I'll hold off on that.
Yeah, hold it for later. That's a different show. That's a different show.
Oh no! I've got to give it to you on this show. So it's whether or not you want me to do it now or a little bit later.
Do it now, okay? Do it now
Right.
because we haven't got much time. Go on,
Right.
do it.
Personally, I think if Steve Cooper was still in charge, despite the fact he's got a shit record against us, even when he was at Swansea, he had a shit record against us, and Forest have a shit record against us. I think you would have
Craig,
got something.
do you know the last time I beat you in a competitive game?
I can't remember, Mr. Dore.
2015.
I know it's a long time. That was the season we was promoted.
Yeah, it was. We beat you home and away, didn't we? We beat you home and away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I do, we beat you 2-1. Friat and Brett and Henry Lansbury, and I don't know the other one. But yeah.
If I'm right in thinking, I'll have to get my very special book out, which documents that marvelous season. If anybody wants to watch that marvelous season, I do have a DVD of that marvelous season, and you're more than welcome to watch it. I can somehow put it online. You can watch it if you want. But to be honest, for Forest, it'd probably be quite good highlights because at the end of the day, you're the only bloody team I think that did that season. I'm thinking. But here we go. Here's my point. Steve Cooper, because of that fight for him from the fans, from the players, I think you would have got something against us. Nuno has had 2 days. No, 3 days. 3 days. Probably one day where he's shaking everybody's hands, just observing. 2 days, probably today and tomorrow, where he's really getting down to business. Whether or not tomorrow is a day where he wants to rest them ready for the game. It might be 1.5 days. Personally, I don't think he's been given enough time, and I think it'll actually go against Forest in this game. I think you'll probably get beat by us again, even though Nuno has got a very, very good record against us. However, you will get your new manager bounce. He is a good manager. He did a marvelous job at Wolves. What I do hope, and if I was a Forest fan, what I would hope is that Nuno, and why it failed at Spurs, is that I don't think Nuno had the opportunity to pick what players he bought in. Now, if Marinakis gives him that ability and says, and of course, I didn't realise, and I actually spoke to Matt Shepherdson, and
I know Matt. Yeah.
I didn't know that there is a bit of a link, and also I'm trying to think of the other guy I was speaking to, but I didn't realise there was a link with George Mendes at Forest. I didn't know that.
You don't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That was Anto Kunke. We brought in Carvalho and the 2 other Portuguese players in. So yeah,
Now look at it this way: if Nuno is able to bring in the players that he wants to bring in, perfect. He will do a good job. Like he did at Wolves. If Marinakis is just going to go throwing money about and bringing in who the fuck he wants to, I think it's going to fail, like it did at Spurs. I think it's too early this weekend, but you have got Newcastle coming up.
Yeah, but you can't be harsh on Spurs. Like he only played.
You can be bloody harsh on Spurs.
No, he only played.
What have they won? How much have they spent?
You can't. He played. He won 5 and lost 5. But he was a 6th choice, wasn't he? For Spurs because they couldn't get the other managers in. So,
well, to be honest, I think personally, I think it was the wrong club for him. Really,
at that time.
Yeah, most definitely. I think if he's given the ability to actually bring in who he wants, I think going to Nottingham Forest will be a brilliant move, especially if he can link up with George Mendes.
As far as fans know, like I said, he won't he won't get all the players that he wants. Sometimes it will be the recruitment team that will begin. So we just hope a new manager will get his own way. Please, like I said,
I'll tell you one thing though. Like I say, there's going to be a new manager bounce, and I think it won't come this weekend.
Yes, it will.
But
it will.
I think you've got Newcastle coming up.
We'll beat them.
And actually, I do think, I think Newcastle are a little bit depleted because I think, the amount of injuries. I've just had a look at one of the comments here, Scott Bevan. Sorry, Craig, you seem like a nice chap, but hate your club with a passion, mostly because of Howard Parker. To be honest, we don't like Parker, but, Eddie Howe. How can you dislike Eddie Howe?
I know. Eddie Howe, how can you dislike that guy?
But I think you probably could get the better of him. And also, one thing that you will beat Manchester United. They will try and say that they're a load of shit and it's their fault and everything. No, it would be because you played them off the fucking park, like we did. So don't worry. I think you will be okay. Personally, you will stay up, Mr. Dorr. You will stay up.
Okay. Will Bournemouth stay up? This question will actually, will they stay up?
Will Forest stay up?
Will Bournemouth stay up?
Oh yeah. To be honest, we're looking up. We're really looking up. I think, of course, during that Luton game, we went 1-0 down, brought it back to 1-1. We were in the ascendancy. It was, it was the right decision to stop the game at that time because of what happened.
Yeah.
If that game had continued and that hadn't have happened, which we all wish it never did, because we wish that Tom Lockyer wasn't going through what he is. And luckily, thank God, he's actually out of hospital now.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's back in Luton with his teammates, with his family, with his friends. But if that hadn't have happened, I think we would have won that game. That would have put us on, a very, very healthy 22 points.
Was it 1-1?
Yeah, it was 1-1 when it was. To be honest, we had scored literally 2 minutes before Tom Lockyer went down. Honestly, it was just a horrible, horrible, horrible moment. You could hear a pin drop in that stadium, and
yes.
You've been there, Mr. Dorr, and you know what a noisy place it is. And yeah, it was creepy, but thank God.
Bournemouth fans are allowed.
Yeah, we're a loud bunch.
Bournemouth fans are loud.
We are a loud bunch.
Bournemouth fans.
Come on, Mr. Dorr. Come on, we are a loud bunch.
Bournemouth for loud. People that chat. If you ever go to Bournemouth away, I got to disagree with you.
Mr. Dorr, we will be loud after we've eaten a load of Hooters Christmas wings this weekend.
You wait. Are you good? Are you coming on Saturday?
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Wait, right. People, right. If you know, you know. When we was playing for the championship, right? Craig said to me, he's gonna buy me a Nando's. I'm still waiting. Second point.
No, it wasn't Nando's. It was Hooters.
Hooters. Yeah, Hooters. Yeah, I'm still waiting.
We need to do this. Hopefully, we'll get you in the cup.
No. You should get, because you still can get a ticket, can't you? Why can't you get a ticket?
Well, it's Christmas. It's Christmas.
Yes,
I'll be in the doghouse I'll be in the doghouse. When
just say to the missus, I'm going for a bike ride. That's all you're gonna say.
Yeah, I'll go for a bike ride to Nottingham.
No, you don't have to Nottingham. Just say you go for a bike ride round your yard till 9 o'clock. That's what Craig's missus is going for a bike ride.
Mate, I won't come back. I won't come back. Of course, Nottingham was my university town. In fact, I used to, when I was up in Nottingham at university, I went and watched Nottingham Forest a couple of times. Of course, these were the dark days, the very, very dark days of League One.
Who's the manager? Who's the manager when?
It was the League One days. I can't fucking remember now.
Megson.
Yeah,
Is it
because I
Megson?
remember. Yeah, I
Megson.
think it was. Yeah,
Meg. Who was it? Megson. Who was it? Who was the manager? It was Megson.
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna have to
Colin
look it up. 2004, 2005.
Megson.
What was it?
Why am I saying that? He destroyed Forest. Colin Caldwood.
Colin, yes, yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Colin Calderwood. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Megson, Colin Caldwood, and that's it. And Scott. It was Scott says McFarlane, and who was the other one? Barlow, Frank Barlow was with him as well.
Yeah.
Right, Craig, because we're nearly gone over time. You said that Bournemouth will stay up. Like I said, we've not beat you since 2015. You've got a good team. Like I said, I like when you was buying players, I thought to myself, oh my god, they're buying some good players, very good players. I'm a big fan of Solanke, massive fan. I love Forest to get him in January. Come on, Mr. Marinakis. Mr. Marinakis, do your job. Nick him.
Keep your hands off him.
No, you know what?
West Ham want him. Spurs want him now.
No, Mr. Marinakis showing the money. I like him.
You can piss off.
No. We'll get him on the cheap. But yeah, you've got a good side. But
yeah, he was once Scouse, but he's now got a seaside house. Oh, Dom Solanke.
That makes sense. You can rhyme, can't you? People in the chat. There's 37 people in. What is your score prediction for Saturday's game? Nuno Espirito Santos, first game in charge of Nottingham Forest. So get your chat in now. Craig, score prediction.
Right, I'm going to stick with what I've said all along. So, if it was Cooper in charge and nothing had changed, you would have got a point from us, 1-1. But I'm sorry, Nuno, you're getting beat 2-1 Bournemouth.
2-1.
You're all wrong, Mitchell. You're all
people
wrong.
People in the chat, what's your score predictions as well? Peter says 2-1 to Forest. Scott says 2-1 to Forest. It won't be easy, but we'll come from behind with this. Stephen says Forest 1, Bournemouth 1. Okay. What's my score prediction?
I've just seen one of the comments.
What?
There's only one decent Netto supermarket.
You know what he said? That's one, Gordon.
Oh, I love it.
Jorginho says, David says 1-0 to Forest. Jorginho says 2-1 to Forest. It's going to be tough. Bournemouth are a very good one. I think it'd be 1-1. I think it'd be a draw. So I think it'd be 1-1.
You're going to go with my Steve Cooper, prediction, are you?
Nah, I think it'd be 1-1. 1-2. I'm not going to say 2-1, but Bournemouth, we've not beat them since 2015. So I'll say.
Good.
Who's good? Bournemouth.
Yeah,
you're just on good form. You're just on good form.
Mate, keep this up. We're going on a European tour. Unless they fuck it up with the European Super League.
Don't mention that. I don't want to hear that nonsense. It's BS to me.
Rubbish, yeah.
Right, so I'll say 1-1. People in the chat, what is your score prediction for Saturday's game? And if you are, sorry, if you are rewatching this, please. 1 minute.
In a moment, I'm just going to sing the Dominic Solanke song with the Seaside House.
Don't see it. Well, see it if you want. See it.
No, honestly, you don't want to hear my singing. It's bloody terrible.
Don't see it. Right, so I'll say 1-1. Yeah, 1-1. Craig, before we do go, I know you've got a Bournemouth channel. Tell everyone about it.
Yep. So the channel is called Up the Cherries in All Departments, UTCIAD. So we've got lots of previews. We got lots of raw reaction. We got lots of me going on a Barney about the European Super League and lots of other stuff as well. Harry Redknapp has been on a record 6 times. So, yep, 6 times now. So do watch that. Lots of interviews. If you want to find out about this little club in the middle of nowhere, you know where to come. So, yeah, come give us a subscribe and
his link is in the title, people.
we're a friendly bunch, aren't we? We are a friendly bunch, you know.
I did like you lot, but I'm still.
To be honest, I like Nottingham Forest. I want you guys to do well.
No, I feel I did like you lot, but after what you lot did, you sent me all the way to get me drunk for no reason. Nah.
Mate, it's a great night out, Bournemouth. You know, let's be honest. You could end up in the Camel Bar till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Never.
Camel Bar, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right. You know. I'll show you a video.
Go on.
That I was Bournemouth away, and they got me drunk. That's Bournemouth away.
I know just where that is. That is Halo, isn't it? Halo's a good bar.
Was it Halo?
Wasn't it? Was it Lost Garden? The tropical place.
It was. Where was it? No, it was like a bar. It was a. Where was it?
Well, no, it was a bar, Mr. Door.
Oh, it was a nice bar. Remember my friend Craig Price? He brought a round in, and he never buys rounds. Craig does. So yeah, it was nice.
I think it looks like Lost Garden. It's either Lost Garden or Halo. It's at the top of the hill. You got the Weatherspoons, you got the BH2 complex, and then I think you've got that. Unless you went down to the other end of town with the Camel Bar. You know, I've never seen what the Camel Bar looks like inside it. You know, you're always too pissed to go in the Camel. Well, when you go in the Camel Bar, it's like the other day. You know, and only people that have come to Nottingham, Bournemouth will know. You know, I used to always go to Nottingham. You know, of course, went to uni student there. Great nights out, works and all that sort of place. Rock City, of course, Hooters. That's where half my student loan went. But going back to Bournemouth, you know, if anybody knows Bournemouth, the Camel Bar, you know, is something else. It's gone through a refurbishment recently, by the way, Mr. Door. It's gone through a refurbishment. There's no fucking point of it, to be honest, because nobody knows what it looks like.
Craig, do you think it might happen again then? So are you trying to send me to Bournemouth to get me drunk again? I'm not going to Bournemouth to get drunk. I'm going there to see a game.
Haven't we got you again in February?
People in chat, when we got Bournemouth away?
Well, we got you in February. Might be a little bit windy.
Right, February the 4th. That's a Sunday game.
Oh, that's going to be windy, that is. That's going to be windy. Actually, I reckon that's around the sort of time.
That's a night out as well.
That's dodgy, that is.
I'll talk to the boys with that one. That's a night out, that is.
That's a bit dodgy, that is. February 4th. I'll tell you what, Mr. Door. What we'll do, I'll tell you what, we'll do a bit of a preview before the game.
Yes.
From the town centre. Shall we do it? We'll just get, you know, we'll just record it. You know, everybody can actually see in the town centre. We'll do the preview in the town centre and then just get drunk and eat Nando's. I do owe you a Nando's. Yeah, I'll get you a Nando's.
Right.
I'll get you a Nando's. Don't worry.
Before we go, people, you heard it first. Craig is going to pay for my drinks and get me Nando's.
Who said about the bloody drink? We'll get the Nando's. We'll get lots of chicken.
And you pay for the drinks.
I'll get you around. Don't you worry.
No. You pay for the drinks. Just say yes.
All night.
See the way.
Fucking hell, I'm not chucking Jerry. But I'll tell you what, though, I'll get you round.
I don't drink anyway, people.
No, it'd be good. It'd be good.
Why is people like me and Craig are so tight? Everyone knows who Craig is a tight, yeah.
I'm not tight.
Yeah, no, Craig Price is tight. No, he never buys nothing. But, right, we're ending there. I don't want to go, Chris. Sorry, Craig. You have to be done. Right,
mate. I'll tell you what. It's great. Scott Bexon doesn't like Bournemouth. Don't do that, mate. It's a shithole. It's not a shithole.
I like the Rock.
I'm sorry.
I like the Rock of the Sea. That's all I like.
I'm sorry, but have you ever been to fucking Wolverhampton? Or where else are we talking?
I went there 2 weeks ago. We drew 1-1.
Wolverhampton. Where else could you go to in the Premier League? To be honest, I'm not a big fan of Manchester, really. I'm not a big fan of the night out in Manchester. Liverpool's all right.
No,
Newcastle's good.
No, it's more of a tourist. Manchester, all the big teams, like it's more of a tourist city. But right, we don't go quick because we can talk about this all long. But people, like I said, massive game for Forest on Saturday against Bournemouth. Hopefully, Nuno can get his first win as Nottingham Forest manager. I'll be there to do my after-game reaction from it, the vlog as well, and the review show. That'll be Sunday. I might do a Saturday because it's getting close to Christmas. So hopefully, I might do a Saturday. See what the boys say and girls. So I'll watch out for that. But Craig, it's been a pleasure.
Likewise, mate. Likewise. I love coming on here. Oh, Scott said Nottingham is the shithole. Oh, it's not. No, Nottingham's not the shithole. I had some of the greatest nights out in my entire life in Nottingham. Rock City and going out to the Works and Oceana.
The Works is closed down now. That's closed down years ago.
What was the one down by Listergate? So you had the shopping centre at the bottom of Listergate, didn't you? And then opposite that, you had a bar, didn't you? And it had a couple of floors there.
There's loads of bars. You know what? I've not been in Nottingham Town for years, to be fair. So I don't know. But when to Craig doors, it's his round. Right, people, I get going. Thank everyone for listening. Thank you, Craig, for coming on my channel. Make sure everyone can subscribe to Craig's channel. It's in the title. So all you're gonna do is click on the title and see him cry when Forest beat Bournemouth on Saturday.
I'm not fucking cry. We'll just be cheering, mate. We'll just be cheering.
Yeah. And before we do go, Merry Christmas to Ben, Craig, and others.
Cheers, Scott.
It is an asshole. Nah, mate. Merry Christmas to everyone. I'll be like I said, I'll do loads of streams. But if you are watching, have a good Christmas as well. Don't get too drink. But I'll see everyone at the City Ground. And before you do go, make sure you do hit the like button, subscribe if you know, and if you are rewatching this, what is your score prediction for Saturday's game? Last but not least, Craig, can you say one thing? Up the Forest.
Don't do anything that I wouldn't do.
Up the Forest, Craig.
Up the cherries, definitely. Up the cherries. Come on, up the cherries.